As a combat medic, you get the best of both worlds. You get the respect of having a highly needed and highly valued skill asset, and at the same time, no other way to say it, you get paid to do some pretty cool stuff.
Check this chest.
Being a combat medic gives you and affords you a lot more training opportunities than you would ever see civilian world, a lot greater scope of practice. You get to see a lot more, you get to do a lot more, you have a lot more responsibilities. Well, one of the biggest reasons in my decision to volunteer for this deployment was the ability to take my medical skills and use them in the real world on a deployment to help my brothers and sisters downrange.
We all know how each other work. We know that if something's going to happen, then we can all band together and we can accomplish the mission at hand.
It's a good one.
I'm really excited to go overseas and use my medical skills and actually put them to the test with the circumstances being shot at whenever we're actually working with Afghan nationals, and then of course working with our local interpreter. We're going to be supplying aid to the Afghanis and of course our U.S. soldiers.
The provincial reconstruction team that we're working with has our own more or less medical platoon.
Line 5, 1 Lima, line 6.
As medics, we're always looking for ways to further our own training to get better at what we do. And after a while, it helps to throw sort of a curveball into it.
He cannot see or hear anything. He's doing everything completely blinded. We will blindfold ourselves and put in some kind of audio device.
When we deprive our senses, we're having to push our instincts to a new level. We're saying, okay, now you have to be able to do everything that you normally do, but now you can't see, now you can't hear. It makes the job of doing it in real life that much easier. The fact of the matter is, when you're in a combat scenario, you're not always going to have the guy lying perfectly flat on the ground, perfectly still with no noise or anything around you. By blindfolding ourselves, you that much more increase the likelihood that when you can see in a combat environment, that you'll be more successful, and that's one of those things that's very key to the survival of a lot of our troops overseas. Combat trauma is kind of the bread and butter of Army medics. That's really our focus. IED blasts, gunshot wounds, shrapnel, that kind of thing.
Hey buddy, you okay? I can't see anything, I can't hear anything.
There is a sense of fulfillment and purpose to it that I, at least to this date, haven't found in any other occupation. And it makes everything else that you go through completely worth it in the end.